Good morning and welcome to AcquiVision on today, March the 29th, 2021. First of all, today I'd like to start with a bit of IT news, which I found quite interesting. For a number of months now, I've noticed that Google Ads on my website weren't always working properly. Sometimes they showed, sometimes they didn't, with just a blank white box. And at first I thought maybe it was Google, but the other day I had an idea where I just, because I've been using Cloudflare as my DNS, I turned it off, and then I noticed that Google adverts were working properly again. So I'm guessing this, my website was working properly for other people, but for myself, it wasn't working because I was using Cloudflare. So I've closed off the case, job done. There's nothing wrong with the Adsense on my website at all. Now a bit of financial news. If I share my desktop with you. Now here you see my website on the previous video that I've done. If you go down, you see I've got a mortgage calculator, which I've put in there, clear that. So if you put in there, say, £500,000 and say 25 years, the interest rate of 5, and hit calculate, you'll see your monthly payment will be $2,956. This could be pounds, dollars, anything, which is why I not put a currency in there, because it can work in any currency. But interest only will be 283. But if interest rates were to double, which is possible, you see how much your mortgage per month will be. So you need to be careful, and because interest rates are going up a bit. And also now, if I share with you a quick spreadsheet I've done, right? Say if you have savings of 50,000 in the bank, and they're talking about wanting interest rate at 2%, which will cost you £1,000 per year, or whatever currency you're in. But the interest you're getting is rubbish in the bank at the moment, so say 50. Right? If you take off the inflation, add on your interest, you lose out by £950 or $950, or whatever currency you want to use. Now, governments are saying that they want all of us people that have saved money to spend to keep the economy going. Now, me personally, if policies by central banks are causing me to lose this much money on cash, I'm likely to spend less. So this plan of getting us to spend more, it's not going to work. And finally for today, there's a science fiction book I wrote a while ago, which I've got on Amazon. I'll read you a little bit from my book. So it's called Those Who Live Forever. Chapter 1, Death of a Warrior. Death of a Warrior. Torsi Solica was a medium-sized planet millions of light years away in the Andromeda Galaxy, its star unseen from our earthly viewpoint, smothered by dark matter of the universe. Its atmosphere very similar to the Earth, 72% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and its life forms essentially carbon-based. It was the late afternoon of what can be described as a typical spring day, for it was warm, humid and misty. You can almost believe the location to be the edge of a forest on the mountainside of Sirian on the planet Kinsisi. A strong breeze blew from the west, bowing flowers like an unarguable master, as they themselves flourished in pink, red and blue blossom. A dense cover of trees portrayed a green carpet whichever direction one turned. Almost, that is, into your look self. On doing so, the realization that this was the planet Kinsisi vanished from the mind. The wildlife of lack of it was another dead giveaway. 1% of animal matter at this point in time was sulfur-based and will reduce in the following 3.5 million years, that's 19.8 million Earth years, to 43 million millionths of a percent, because under such planetary conditions, sulfur finds itself unable to form the complex structures indicative of intelligent life. The only reason sulfur organisms existed in such large proportions near the planet's beginning was the volcanic activity some 2,300 kilometers to the north. Many of the area's lakes were filled with a hot sulfuric acid, including Lake Gusser, the largest of the planet, 433 kilometers long and 200 kilometers wide at its extreme points. 5 rivers flowed into it, about 4 billion cubic meters per day. Torsi Solica orbits an O-type star called Solica at a distance of 300 million kilometers. Solica is 8 times as hot as the Sun, which enables the distance to support life for the evolution of intelligence, the DNA of which did not develop on this planet. In a few hours' time, an event will take place that introduces this DNA, the complexity of which out-evolved local organic material. Just over light year away, off towards the centre of the galaxy, a battle was in progress. Like all wars, there was a good side and a bad side, which being a matter of interpretation or personal bias. 2 strike craft were heading in this direction at a velocity that would raise an earthly eyebrow. The pursuer is the bad guy, Group Defender Titi Takachi, born and bred for this particular situation. The Thanchis did not at all like Zeta leader Roger Strafer Revolt, who was considered to be the most annoying, lucky, persistent Ikari that had ever graced his own planet. The Thanchis were dog-like creatures, having very obtrusive, strong jaws. Over time they evolved into bipeds, with 2 hands and 2 feet, much like humans, except 1.5 times as large. Ikaris, on the other hand, very similar to humans in shape and size, brought on by their evolving under similar conditions. Have you ever stopped and wondered at how vast the universe is and how it began? This question has confused many a nation and began many a war. Each nation, and nation within nation, standing on its own beliefs. The universe has seen a great number of advanced civilizations rise and fall. On all occasions, it was and will be time travel that supplied or will supply scientists with the answers to this question. Experimentation showed that time machines, if kept in the same space, were unable to go further in time than the split second they were switched on. They were only able to go forward. More problems surfaced when time machines did not return from their 100 million year trips into the future. Trying smaller time distances gave an answer to the problem. Willow Jebos, a professor in sciences on the planet Plapizor, famous analogy will help to explain this reason. Take 2 flepons, furry animals, not too dissimilar to panthers, that live and breed in the damp forests on the southern mountains of his own planet, and stick them in a time machine about twice the size of a standard dustbin, and send them forward in time. The female flepon is in one corner and the male flepon is in another. When they get to their destination, they change places and go back in time. Assuming the box occupies the same space, going to and fro, the female flepon will be in the same place going back in time as the male flepon was going forward, and vice versa. This is impossible. The machine is prevented from going back in time by the basic laws of our universe. Taking this one step further down the microscopic level, two molecules of oxygen will be in different positions on going back in time, hence stopping the time machine for the same reason. Therefore, unless a space can be found that there is no matter present prior to the time machine, time travel will be impossible. Our universe is filled with large numbers of particles, but if the time machine is made small enough, it will eventually get back, stopping temporarily when it hits a particle in its space prior to its present time, to move into an adjacent space in order to continue on its journey. And it hits another particle or gets to its destination. The bigger the machine, the larger the space it occupies, and hence the greater the chance it is stopped by a particle in its space in a prior time. Well, I'll stop there for today, as you'll probably drag on. Well, thank you for watching the AcquiVision channel today, and I'll see you again later. Take care.